What is happening, guys? Martin is back again. You know what we are, so let's get into it. So, guys, I'm just back now from Poland. Thank you very much, guys, for your comments and the likes and the subscriptions. I do appreciate it. The channel has been growing quite rapidly, and again, guys, I do thank you by all means. I do want to try and obviously get to 1,000 subscribers. The channel is getting to a point now where it's building up momentum, which is fantastic. And I'm just to give you some feedback, guys. So unfortunately, sometimes when you're on these type of trips, you're traveling around and it's not always appropriate to try and do reviews. I did ask some ladies to try and give me some extra reviews. We just couldn't link up and the times just didn't come together, or alternatively, for some reason, it just wasn't appropriate at the time to try and do a review. That being said though, guys, I did wear this for a few days during the trip to Poland. So this, guys, just to give you a breakdown of it. So this is Dolce & Gabbana, and it's K. I was about to say the one. Dolce & Gabbana K. K for me, I'm not sure what it stands for. If it's supposed to stand for king, I'm assuming, but for me, this is really K standing for kidder, because it's an okay fragrance, guys. Funny enough, ladies' reactions, you'll see the previous video, and I'll put a link down below for the previous video. The lady in that one gave it a 4 out of 5, said it's more of an office scent. Other ladies who, again, unfortunately, I wasn't able to record them, but other ladies who did compliment me on it said they liked it. They said it was fresh. They said it was slightly more aquatic, slightly more of like an open type of, how could I say, more like a clean scent. That's the type of vibe that was coming from this one. Now, I paid in the airport, guys, 44 UK pounds for that. 50 mil is okay. That's all I'd say. If you're gonna go for other fragrances from the line from Dolce & Gabbana, to be honest, this one is probably not one you go for. It's just one of those fragrances, realistically, guys, which to me is just a so-so fragrance. It's very safe, is what I'd say. Unfortunately, guys, the longevity on this one, I know now other people have done reviews on it, but this is just my opinion and it's my real opinion. The longevity in this one, guys, you're not getting more than an hour. Don't get me wrong, they may do an intense version, and which might be slightly more potent and might give you a bit more for your money, a bit more bang for your buck. But as it stands, it's a nice fragrance, don't get me wrong, but out of all the other fragrances I have, this is definitely not one which will necessarily stand out. I think in respect of the cap on the bottle, that on its own looks quite nice and quite classic. But I think with the cap, it just lets it down a little bit. It seems a little bit cheesy and seems like it's something else. I think, to be honest, for what this fragrance is, guys, it's more of an office scent, definitely. Top notes according to Fragrantica now, so they say the citrus notes, which again seems to be in the top notes. Blood orange, which is a good, you do get that type of, as I say, citrus. I was thinking grapefruit, but it's not grapefruit. Blood orange, which does make sense. Sicilian lemon, and then also it's saying juniper berries, which gives it a bit more of this sort of spicy note. Then we get the lavender and the mid, so we get some geranium. Then we get the clary sage, and then again the pimento, which is adding to that spicy element. In the base, we get the cedar, we get the vetiver, and we also get, I believe, is patchouli. That being said, though, guys, I mean, just one more spray. The opening is spicy, it's a blast, it's a bit of a sweet. There's not necessarily tonka bean in this one, more of aquatic type of, again, fresh type of detergent smell is what I get. The breakdown for me, guys, for this one, it gets, I don't think there's musk in there, but I think this is coming from the vetiver, where it gives it in the base slightly more of a masculine scent. I think women could really wear this as well, to be honest, guys, and I think this is a safe office scent, but for me, it's just not necessarily worth. I personally probably wouldn't buy this again. It's not something to write home about. I've got too many fragrances now, and for those that know I like to do reviews of Zara fragrances, this isn't comparing to some of the Zara fragrances I could actually refer to. I don't know what the motivation was to bring this one out, but this is definitely not a classic. If anyone's telling you that this is a good one, I mean, that's down to personal opinion. Me personally, guys, the ladies did enjoy it, but that's as long as it stayed. I think this one will go well in the high heat because it doesn't seem to really give you any real force. There's no real projection about it. There's no sort of, I would say, even aggressive masculine sort of energy that comes off from this fragrance. It doesn't really project, in my view. Now, don't get me wrong, the ladies that did give me compliments were saying that, wow, when you walk past it smells so nice. So maybe, guys, there is a bit of a sillage in that you get this scent trail, and maybe again from that it does give you a bit of as I say, some form of a it's one of those fragrances that maybe you don't smell it anymore when you're wearing it, and I think that's what this one is. Unfortunately, guys, for me, again, I can't smell it longer than an hour. Some people saying they get longer than that, maybe pushing 2 hours in the high heat. When I was in Poland and Warsaw, it was probably around about 26, 27, so it was getting pretty warm, and this is in the city as well, so it was projecting in that respect. But again, back in the UK now, I don't particularly believe that this one will really do much justice. I don't think I'm going to sell this one. I'm going to add this to my collection. Dolce & Gabbana, unfortunately for me, guys, this just isn't the one compared to all the other things that they have in the line. I mean, it's just one of those situations that they come out with new fragrances. Why they've come out with it, I don't know. As I said in my original video, my first impressions, I was thinking more along the lines of maybe like Dior Sauvage type of vibe, maybe a little bit of a, as I say, Dylan Blue type of vibe. But again, there's not really any tonka bean. It just stays very citrus, and it just stays slightly spicy in the opening. And don't get me wrong, it's a nice fragrance, but there's just not enough there for me to give it any real oomph. This to me goes along the lines more along the lines of Dolce & Gabbana Grey. That's what it smells like to me. Something's missing. An element's been taken away. You have the original Dolce & Gabbana 1, and they've taken it away and made the grey version. Some people say they like the grey version. Maybe I'll do a review on that one if I get a really cheap bottle. But to be honest, guys, it doesn't really say much more to me. The grey one is like something that's lackluster. Like, you tried to do it, but you took out a key component, and maybe it's just so nice. So this is an inoffensive fragrance, guys. It's okay. Yes, the box looks pretty cool, but I'd expect a lot more from this particular house in respect of this fragrance. And to be honest, guys, I think you need to put your nose on this. I wouldn't recommend to blind buy it, which I did because I was confident in the house, but unfortunately this wasn't necessarily the one. And definitely it's not the one from this house of all things. But that being said though, guys, it's cool, it's all right. I mean, maybe, as I say, I might wear it to the office to see how that goes, but to be honest, guys, outside of that, it's just a fresh smelling scent, citrusy, slightly aquatic, but not necessarily any real depth to it. Slightly peppery in the opening, dry down is slightly more woodsy. But beyond that, guys, longevity wasn't there for me. The ladies' compliments were there for me, but after an hour plus, I didn't necessarily know if anyone was smelling it. Apparently, there was a bit of a scent trail, but that being said, I mean, yeah, it is what it is. But that is, guys, Marta Martinez back again. That was my review of Dolce & Gabbana. Kate, let me know, guys, have you tried this one out? What do you think? You get any type of vibe from this? Have you had any ladies' compliments? I probably will do some more ladies' reactions, guys, but I had to do something in Warsaw just to make sure I got something down. I say, unfortunately, I couldn't get any more, but that is it for this one, guys. And I'll upload some more videos for you shortly. Thank you very much, guys. Marta Martinez, thank you very much, and ciao.